And we're live. Hooray. It's Saturday. It's retro review. It's book day. It's the one day a week where I get to converse with my own people. I don't ever get to talk books at all unless I'm talking to you guys. But that's okay. We're here. We're talking books. Yeah.
Green Lantern fans unite.
Right? They're slowly taking over the internet.
It's the one time a week we go back to the central power battery to recharge.
Yes.
Right? Does Tony have a Green Lantern shirt on?
Unfortunately, I don't. I have my dog shirt on.
I was actually looking. I'm like, because my wife bought me this shirt amongst many for I think it's our anniversary or Valentine's this year. I'm like, man, what happened to my Green Lantern shirt? I spent like 10 minutes looking for it tonight.
I have so many Green Lantern shirts. It's unreal. What's up, Lasso?
I had quite a few, but I guess they all shrunk. They don't fit me.
I had a blue lantern, an orange lantern. I had two other greens, and I can't find any of them.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I mean, yeah, they shrink.
They shrink.
Yeah, they shrink.
We don't grow; they shrink.
Yeah, I know I'm still a large. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Yeah, all my shirts. It's weird.
Well, I had a really nice, comfortable Green Lantern pullover, but after about 6 years, now it's just a green pullover. The symbols just washed off. Yeah.
That's too funny. That's funny. But yeah, so let's dive right here into news. What do you guys got? Anything good?
News-wise,
it was pretty quiet this week.
Yeah, I mean, I think news is just a lot of reaction to comics and shows. Are either one of you, I've been meaning to ask, keeping up on Stargirl?
I have not seen one episode, so no.
I just got all caught up today.
What I love about it, because anyone that watches my channel knows I love the Justice Society, and this really dives into almost the obscure. This is really like All-Star Squadron and Infinity Inc. area.
Even beyond that, dude, the last episode, they actually mentioned the Crimson Avenger.
They mentioned the seven soldiers of victory, and the big news from that is it confirms, at least in this universe, Green Arrow exists.
Oh.
Because he was part of the seven soldiers, and Stargirl, I think, even says you have a guy that shoots arrows or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But with Brainwave and all these characters, it's like literally forming Infinity Inc. in front of our eyes, and I love it.
Infinity Inc., boy, that's some obscure DC teams.
I know. It's like it's literally like the Teen Titans of the Justice Society is what it was.
That's a good way to put it. That's a really good way to put it. I like that.
Tim's such a DC purist that he doesn't even like the Justice League. Like it's got to be Justice Society or bust.
Yeah. Well, what's his name? Is it Luke Wilson? Right? He's playing the dad.
Yeah.
And it still throws me off. He's nailing the part so well.
He's good.
I keep remembering the first episode when I saw him, and then you see Starman is I don't know the actor's name, but the dude from what is it, Parks and Recs? Like the main guy character from there. And it's like I could barely keep a straight face watching the two of them.
Joel, yeah. He's on Parks and Rec?
Is it Parks and Rec? No, Community.
Community.
Community. And I'm like watching the first episode, and I can't even keep a straight face. Like, these guys are playing superheroes. But to be fair, I mean, he's only in the first episode, but Luke Wilson's nailing the part. I'm loving it.
So I think a logical model's just nailed it. That would be that sums up my assessment of the show. It's not a bad show, but it is a little teeny bopper.
It is. I mean, it's for the younger audience.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, but they could crank that down just a little.
Isn't it better than a show that's just so depressing though?
Oh no, No doubt,
Yeah.
no doubt. I'm enjoying
Yeah.
it.
That I probably agree with what you're saying, but it's so refreshing to like compared to watching Titans. It's like, man, it's just so nice not to be depressed the whole whole episode.
That is definitely true. That's definitely
Speaking
true.
of Justice Society of America, we talked several shows about the Justice Society is going to be in the Black Adam movie, and they just made their first casting for the official casting. Some guy named Noah Ciento, I don't know how to say this guy's name, is the Atom Smasher.
Huh. So there, you're going right back to Infinity Inc. again.
Yeah, so there we go. Well, I'm excited to see where they go to for casting all these characters. They said Dr. Fate's going to be in the movie, so and I'm a big Dr. Fate guy.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So
Very
I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to cast it. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, but I got a trivia question for you, Tony.
Yeah.
You love Dr. Fate. Can you name a Dr. Fate who is the son of Hawkman and Hawkgirl, what his hero name was before he was Dr. Fate?
Man, I don't know.
And this is going back.
That's got to be like some gold and silver age stuff, man.
No, the 80s. It goes back to Infinity Inc.
Oh, come on. I'm going to rename this episode.
Silver.
He does. He picks
Silver
a title that
Scarab.
nobody has ever read, and he just makes stuff up, and he just throws it out.
Hey,
and like,
to be fair, I tagged both you in the post where I showed Silver Scarab's first appearance last week when I did the Infinity Inc. video.
Yes.
And that
I
was
think-
a cool video.
This is the question that needs answered. Is Dr. Fate allowed to write prescriptions?
not prescriptions you'd want.
Dr. Fate should have his own movie. I guess that's what's going to happen. Is Dr. Fate's getting his own standalone flick, which I guess would introduce Justice League Dark. I have no idea. Who knows?
Hey, while Dan Piercy's here and early in the show for anyone watching, just quick news about Fanboys. Tony has taken a 2-week sabbatical. And what you need to know about that is in the rotation, it would usually go back to me next week. But it's actually going to be on Comic Fu 2814's channel because Tony's going to provide us with a video because he's going to be absent. And I don't have the capability to do that. And we're going to have Dan Piercy on. We're finally doing Old Lady Harley. And Tony's even though he won't be on the show, he will read it and give us a review that we will get to see. So remember, next week, Dave's channel.
It was, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I had more fun making this video than I had, any episode we've done so far. And the video is real short. And I told my wife, because she plays a huge part of the video, like what I need her to do. And she's like, what? Why are you doing this? I told her, I can't explain it. Just do it. I just need you to do it.
You're not having real fun until your wife questions you.
Yeah.
You know what?
Why are we doing this?
I went to go make my Green Lantern unboxing video this week. I don't know if you guys saw, but I had like a dozen Green Lantern related boxes to open from eBay. And I tell my wife, I'm like, I'm going to go make this video. And she's like, yeah, go along. Go have your own Christmas where you're opening your own presents. Get out of here.
That's funny. Yeah, my wife's in the same boat too. When she comes home, we chat for a little bit. She hops in the shower. I'm still with the baby. Then she hops out. I'm like, here you go. Like it's Saturday. Peace.
I'm trying to figure out how I missed the Green Lantern video because I know you went live twice and YouTube didn't notify me till after you were live. But then you did
a video to shut you down, Tim.
And then you did another video that wasn't live, and I watched it, and I haven't even seen a notification since then. It's like, what in the world? Like YouTube ain't notifying me of stuff.
Oh yeah, my notifications are awful.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah.
I have to go hunting for most things.
But jumping right back into it. Do you guys want to do the story, or do you want to do? I know we touched about death metal.
Yeah, we got to do the death metal.
Gotta do it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do some death metal. Let me find my issue here. Okay.
I'll say something. How much I hated the first issue. I think this issue is better. Not saying it's good,
Well, that's
but
good.
I think it's
That's
slightly better.
So the first thing to note is this first cover. It's kind of like a light chromium.
It is.
Yeah, I love these chromium.
Yeah,
That's the best thing about
it's
this series
embossed,
is these
too.
covers.
it's embossed. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So
Yeah.
you get like something real promising here, although it didn't pan out, and that is this nice Lobo cover.
Oh, yeah,
saw
that was
that.
the variant. Yeah, I didn't get that.
I
Didn't
saw
really
that
pan
and
out in the story,
seriously considered it, and I'm like, I hate this book so much, I can't buy 2 copies because then DC wins.
Did you
That's
see there
true.
was an art germ cover?
I did
I
see
did.
that. I did see that.
But my favorite, and I know this will be Lasso's favorite. There you go.
Is that the one?
Wonder Woman. The what?
Is that the 1 in 25?
Yeah. I like that one.
It's nice.
All right, guys, what do you think?
It's not what I was expecting, but then again, it's a story that's coming out, and I guess I don't know what I was expecting, but yeah.
So I'm guessing Batman's a Black Lantern? Was that pretty much confirmed that he really is just permanently a Black Lantern now?
I don't know what they were trying to tell us.
Because he was using the Black Lantern ring still.
But he was almost using it like it was a key or something. Like I didn't quite understand what he was doing.
He was marking, I don't know how that would work. He was marking graves for later resurrection.
Yeah, it was like he had a little stamp.
Yeah, like the Black Lantern ring was making a bat symbol stamp of all things.
Yeah. He like carved it out of a potato and dipped it in black ink and just
So before we dive into the big meat, how in the world is the Justice Society just there?
and why can't they get their clothes to fit? Like,
Yeah,
it seems.
Yeah, that's one thing I would say, and I love Greg Capullo. This is one of the worst drawn books I've seen in a long time, and coming from him, it's shocking. Like, the art is poor in a lot of places in this book. But just for reference, the JSA didn't exist since New 52, right?
Yep.
In Scott Snyder's timeline, during his Justice League run, they went back to the past and got them before Dr. Manhattan had erased them. But it distinctly states before they go through the door during the non-ending of his run that Perpetua sent everybody back to their times because they had people from the future from the present. So that's why it's confusing. Like, how are they back?
Maybe they're from a different Earth?
No, I don't know. Like, they would have went back before Dr. Manhattan erased them, but what Dr. Manhattan did still would have kept them from coming into the present. So it's confusing of how they're just suddenly here.
What did you think about the big Batman Dr. Manhattan thing?
Well, I use some language in our private chat I won't repeat here because I think it'd be a little bit too controversial a word to drop here.
Let's warn everyone right now, spoilers, okay? Like, let's review the book. There's going to be spoilers. So if you don't want to hear the spoilers, come back in a few minutes.
Hey, certainly, Tim. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, he said he finally made it to a live show. That's good.
I know he's been moving, so I know he's been real busy.
Aren't we all moving? I'm just kidding.
So what we're talking about is they're basically cutting open. It kind of looks like a Jokerized version of Dr. Manhattan. They're cutting his skull open and transplanting the Batman Who Laughs brain into his head. And now he becomes what? Like the Batman Who Laughs.
The Batman Hatton Who Laughs.
Yeah, the Batman Hatton Who Laughs. Like,
but
Batman.
This is a Dr. Manhattan from the Dark Multiverse who is also Bruce Wayne. So it's like a Bruce Wayne Dr. Manhattan.
Oh, it's weird. And again, it's just like this entire story, really, but especially this issue, it's just like, how many characters can we mash up together?
I told you this is how you describe Scott Snyder. He comes up with every cool idea he could think of and throws it into a story, and what you wind up with is a big bag of garbage because none of it works. Like, you don't grow on it. It's just, here's something cool, here's something cool, here's something cool.
Yeah, but it's just like so here's my take on this. I spent some time thinking about it because when I first read it, I didn't walk away having good feelings about it. And I know Tim didn't either, right?
Coming to the dark side with me.
People that love it. I know people that absolutely love this book.
They wouldn't be printing them if people weren't buying them.
Right.
Yeah.
And so here's what occurred to me, what I think is going on. I think for those of us that are really invested in some of these characters, just seeing it all, like the whole mashup thing is kind of irritating. But maybe it's not written for us. Maybe it's written to get maybe new readers in and like, hey, isn't this cool? And
an attention grabber.
Yeah, and so I think that's part of what's happening. So maybe if you're not quite as invested in all of the characters, maybe it's not so bad. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you have no connection to, you don't know the history of these characters, you're not, like we were mad about 5G. Well, if you have no connection to Batman, what do you care necessarily what his future is, right? Well, that's basically what it is. Like, who cares where the DC universe is going if you're brand new, you know?
Yeah. The final page is what did me in. I was just like, oh my gosh, are you kidding? Like, you're just doubling and tripling down on this mashup idea. Well,
it seems like that? I think something like this has happened before, and it's been a while since I've read it. I think there's a 2-issue prestige format Justice League Classified mini called Classified Steel or something like that. It's been forever. And it might be Superman Batman, but somewhere I've seen something like this, really similar to this. Like, I think this robot, the robot minus Wonder Woman's decoration has shown up before, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
They also they've done this kind of thing before. They mash up characters, and it drives me nuts when they do it. The one that I hated the most is when they mashed up Batman and the Joker for Future's End. Because it was actually Batman and Joker, and they literally surgically sewed them together.
Oh yeah, I remember what you're talking about now. Yeah, that was like a heartbreaking moment.
Yeah, not like a mashup like the Batman Who Laughs is a mashup of both. Literally, they took two characters and physically, surgically attached them to each other.
Yeah, with like on of a cyborg too. They're like a cyborg controlled by Brother Eye, and it's the two of them, but they're both alert still.
Yeah.
So like Batman's being tortured by it. Yeah.
It was the dumbest thing ever.
I mean, that robot, it's Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman combined into a robot, and literally half the face has like lipstick on it. Like, what is going on? What is going on?
Dark Claw.
And then you just showed the other image where it's like they can't leave well enough alone. So it goes from Bruce Wayne to the Batman Who Laughs. Now it's the Manhattan Who Laughs. And then they change it up again in this issue. Where now he's the
Dark Knight. Yeah, I was just showing that off. It's
we don't know what that is, but like apparently he can just turn himself like jet black now, and
it's like even the story, like part of the story, Wonder Woman's going to get Batman. She's like, "Hey, I have a plan," and Batman just lays it all out. I'm not interested in this plan. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
And then like Wonder Woman walks over, is talking to someone else, and Batman just walks over like, all right, I'm in. Like, what? Like, in what world does Batman, without any prodding or nothing, just be like, all right, I guess my well thought out plan I've been instigating, I'll just go with one. You know, like it makes no sense.
Looking forward to this. Curious to see if you guys are you still in it to buy it? Or
I've already bought 2 issues. I'll buy the rest.
I'm gonna complete it because that's what I do. I'm a run completionist, but
same here.
And because we agreed that we were gonna review it on the show.
Yeah, it's basically my drug.
So can we just move along then? Because there's actually a much better storyline going on in DC right now, in my opinion.
Let's hear it.
Not the part we're reviewing.
No, no. So I read Nightwing this week.
Yes.
I read Nightwing 71, which came out I think 2 weeks ago or so. And then Nightwing 72 came out this week. And as you can see, both are tie-ins to the Joker War. And Joker War is just getting started right now.
let me point out something. Who everyone knows the two characters I love the most, right? Kyle Rayner, or just Green Lantern in general, and I love Nightwing.
Gloucester and Harley Quinn.
Doesn't it say an awful lot that we've been doing this show almost a year? And how often, if ever, have you ever heard me bring up Nightwing? I talk about new books.
I know.
You know, I buy new books.
You talk about Infinity more than anybody else.
Yeah, I never talk about Nightwing. What's that probably tell you about the book, or at least what I think of the book?
You're not liking it.
Yeah, like just a brief history for people before you get into the story, Dave. Nightwing was shot way back in the Tom King run for no reason. Lost his memory. Decided he didn't want to be Nightwing anymore, and then ran around as Nightwing anyway, with a whole group of people that had his old costumes called the Nightwings.
Newbie.
Then you find out he was actually brainwashed after he was shot by the Court of Owls. He was a Talon for a while. And then he quit being that, and that's where we are now. But he's like, his brain's still messed up, but it's like, I joke with the guys.
Is there somebody else that is like still that is Nightwing? Somebody
don't
like Sam or something.
I haven't been buying every issue of Nightwing. I don't pick. I buy the trades, but I pick up certain issues like this one. You know, the one where Joker was wearing his costume, just because.
Yes, that's why
they might be worth a lot of money later, and I do want to pick this up in single issues at some point. So I pick up random ones.
Yeah,
but
that was terrifying.
As far as I know, I think there's no Nightwings left. If any of them are, maybe one, because I know one had a serious injury and almost died. And I think the Joker killed one. I might be off on that. Like I said,
the Joker
not paying the closest attention.
Wearing a bloody Nightwing outfit around his neck. So
yeah, I think he killed one of them.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Don't get onto me, because like I said, I'm hating Nightwing right now, and even when I read it, I'm almost just flipping through the pages. So don't.
So I don't normally read Nightwing. I read this because of the Joker War, but I enjoyed these two issues. I thought the art was, it wasn't really my thing, and it seemed to come in and out, like between like detailed and then cartoony.
Yeah.
On the page. Like when he drew Batgirl, it was I liked it, but then like all like the dialogue and like when he was up close with their faces and stuff, felt like I was watching Scooby-Doo or something.
Yeah, they were making Grayson like real cartoony almost the whole book.
Yeah. So let me just get into this for those of you, and if you're enjoying if you like DC, I definitely recommend Joker War, and these are two tie-ins that you might not have realized, but in fact, I think I need to go back and get 70. I think is that what Tony just showed?
Yeah, I believe 70 is the one with Joker and the outfit, right?
I think that's the one I need. Yeah. So in this one, in 71, just real quick, the Joker tracks down Nightwing, and basically, like, he threatens to kill his girlfriend, and they have a little scuffle, but then and the Joker's got his crowbar, right, as always, and he pulls out this like memory crystal or something, and basically is able to reset Nightwing or Dick Grayson's memory such that and then he feeds him a false memory that Bruce Wayne, that his parents died in a trapeze accident, but then instead of Bruce Wayne picking him up and raising him, it was actually the Joker that raised him. And so that's where it leaves off. And then in this week's episode 72, you've got, it picks up where he's talking to his girlfriend, and she wakes up. She had been knocked out by the Joker, and she's like, "Whoa, what happened?" He's like, "Oh," and he gives her this whole fake story about how he knocked the Joker out and everything's good, but he's laughing the whole time, and there's something wrong. And then I think he goes to make like pancakes, and he makes it with like candy and marshmallows and chocolate syrup.
Awesome.
And she's like, "Okay, something's up." So she goes and she recruits Batgirl to help her. And Batgirl shows up, and she's trying to talk to Nightwing. And as they're talking on this rooftop, Punchline flies in, and basically, they start fighting. And Punchline's about to kill her. Like, she's got her knife to her throat, to Batgirl's throat. And the only reason that Batgirl does not get it at that moment is Dick Grayson stops her and says, "No." And at that point, she says, "What are you doing?" And Nightwing says, "I told you, she's mine to kill." And with that, he takes the blood from the knife, puts it around his lips like a smile, and he turns around with this crazy look. And that's where we're left off.
See,
Oh,
this goes back to what I said last week when a character just shows up and is so overpowering.
Yeah,
like Bat Barbara isn't one of the elite of the Bat fighters, talking about the Bat family. But how is this random punchline that skilled of a fighter just off the bat? I mean, we don't know her whole backstory, but still.
Yeah, she has shown up and instantly took out Harley, Catwoman, and now Batgirl.
Like what is she, Deathstroke of? You know what I'm saying? Like
that's the twist.
There ain't a lot of characters like Deathstroke, Lady Shiva, Cassandra Cain, female, that could do this. Like, it's impressive. A little off-putting, in my opinion.
So, did you notice though the artwork for Punchline in particular in this episode was just terrible? Like, her nose was so bad.
It's a shame because Dan Jurgens is usually a good writer. So if you're saying this is,
oh, that's right. This was Dan Jurgens. I forgot.
Yeah, he's been on it for a while now.
I enjoyed it. So
somebody up here, who was it? Somebody said they've enjoyed the Rick Grayson story arc. I'll say this: the Grayson book, written by Tom King of all things, and the actual Rick Grayson arc with the Nightwings, it was good. It was good writing. It was a good story. But just imagine if they took your favorite character and changed them that much, you could see why I'm not into it. And when it just keeps going, like, hey, Rick Grayson's over. Nope, he's a Talon. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
the Talon's over. Nope, he's Joker's son. Yeah.
So, like, if they took your favorite character and replaced him with this other fake wannabe character, and that they then said, oh, it's all powerful, and like, oh, he's the one. Kind of like that. If that were to happen.
Hey. No. It's not the same. It would be if they changed Hal Jordan to Kyle Rayner.
So if they
Nightwing's actually here.
So if they took your favorite hero and turned him into the major villain and then replaced him, okay, I got it.
Yeah, but he was cooler as Parallax. Come on now. He was.
Yeah, Nightwing's good.
So,
I like it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. So.
I guess I'm a bit more of a Dan Jurgens fan than I am a Nightwing fan.
Yeah, for sure.
Really like it.
It's been so long since we've had good new Nightwing. I can't even hardly. But everything's going to turn out right because the new annual came out that takes place after this, and he's Nightwing again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is, Nightwing's a major character. They got to do something messed up to him, and
so where this ends too, like the Joker's building the new Bat family, right?
Yeah,
but it's going to be the Joker family.
Yeah, because that's what Grayson is now, right? He's Joker's son or something like that. That's like what he's going by.
Yep. Oh no! In fact, hold on. I even took screenshots because there are two things that we learned about Dick Grayson in these episodes. So the first thing, let's see if I can share my screen. First thing we learned is that Nightwing wears a onesie. So,
oh my God, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Yes, Nightwing wears a onesie. There you go. Check this out. And then you said Nightwing goes by the Joker's son. It's not quite what he actually goes by is
Dickie Boy.
Dickie Boy.
No way.
While cool. Stevie's here. While Stevie's here.
Yeah.
And to redeem my favorite character a little bit, I wanted to talk about the new Teen Titans issue.
Okay.
Which, as you can see on the front, this is Damian attacking KG Beast, who shot Nightwing and sent him on this path. And he's saying this is for Grayson. This was a pretty cool issue. I won't give a lot of spoilers. It basically looks like Damian's dead set on killing KG Beast for what he did because he believes criminals need to fear people more, almost going back to his original, not killing people isn't good enough, and the Teen Titans are trying to stop him. And just because Stevie's here, I won't spoil it, but really cool issue. Something good happens at the end. And before we move past new books, I just want to mention 2 quick books. Jimmy Olsen, this ended. I really enjoyed this. Was a funny series. A little bit hard to follow at times, but super funny. And of course, Justice League.
Yeah, that's been good.
Yeah, so almost to issue 50.
Right?
And it's been going 2 years.
Speaking of Nightwing, I opened up the collector app looking at keys here. There is a ton of Nightwing keys. It's almost like every 5 or so issues is a big key or a first appearance. Even in issue 1 is the first appearance of Raptor. I don't remember him.
Rebirth?
Yeah. This current volume of Nightwing.
Okay.
Raptor. You got a first appearance of Guppy. I have no idea who that is. That's a terrible name for a character, though. Guppy. First appearance of Burnback. Yeah, they've got a lot of first appearance just in this Nightwing run. Yeah. So if anyone's interested in collecting keys, there's your chance.
People are really interested in Nightwing's outfit.
Yeah, right. It looks like it's been caused a great debate down here. But who knows? Yeah. Okay. We want to move on to the book.
The retro review. Let's do
the review.
This has been probably one of the most anticipated shows as far as the book show goes. Everyone's been wondering what Dave's going to show as his book show when we're doing a story with furries in it. And I don't know if you guys caught it. Dave's favorite Green Lantern gets killed at the beginning of this book. Did you guys catch that?
Does he? What?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I know it. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. See, we got furries, we got animals.
Yeah, no, I did notice that. I was like, of all the Green Lanterns, it was Gnort.
So I want to put a quick word out before Dave roasts me, because I know he will, because I always roast Dave about collecting Green Lantern miniseries. My collecting, the way I collect, I am not huge on crossovers. I prefer crossovers between comic book companies, but like stuff like Justice League, Power Rangers, DC, and Looney Tunes, I just don't go after. If I find it, I find it. I was actually A-okayed this issue 1 by Lindsay, and since then I picked up issue 2 and 3 in dollar bins. But like I just don't go after crossovers like this. I don't consider them like part of my collection.
So what he's doing here is he's asking for the community to A-okay him the final 3 issues.
That's what I heard out of it.
Well, when did this come out? Because I noticed it sort of stole a little bit from the first Lantern.
2017.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was after the first Lantern. But so basically, we're reviewing Planet of the Apes and Green Lantern, a 6-issue crossover. And it starts off, you see a mysterious figure has what's sort of known as the New Guardians at the beginning of New 52, in a way, minus Kyle Rayner. All these famous people, one each from the core.
Yeah, Bleeze.
Carol
Ferris.
And then we see Dave's favorite Lantern.
Bleeze. Saint Walker.
See if we can zoom in on him there. Dave's favorite Green Lantern, Nort. So it's basically implied a little bit later in the book that this mysterious figure just killed all of these people.
Yeah, Knock was there.
Yeah.
And Bleeze was the red one. Yeah, yep. Yeah, in fact, it was Bleeze's death that's going to lead to some events that are going to come in future issues that Tim would know nothing about.
Yeah. So basically, it goes from there, and you see something crash down in the desert from what this guy's doing. And you come across, it's been so long since I've watched Planet of the Apes, and I never saw him mention this guy's name. So we'll just say Ape in the green suit he meets a woman, but he also finds this mysterious ring that
It's
almost looks
Cornelius,
rocky.
right?
Is it Cornelius? Because you see him a little bit later, don't you? I guess it is Cornelius.
I think it is.
We should have Dan Piercy ready in the chat. He's a huge Planet of the Apes guy. Massive Planet of the Apes guy.
I'm a huge fan too, but it's probably been 5 years since I watched the movie.
It's probably been about 5 minutes before Dan's watching it. In fact, he just put on his Instagram this new Planet of the Apes poster he bought, put on his wall.
Awesome. So we go from there and we switch to Oa. Not a lot's going on. This is pretty straightforward. You see the Red Lanterns attacking Oa and they stop them. The Green Lanterns stop them. And they get this weird alert on their phone. We'll see, what's it called? Cross-chronal disruption detected. And they're like, hey, what's that? The Guardians are like, don't worry about it. Well, that's what Hal does. He follows it anyway. He goes to Earth, and when he goes to Earth, he runs into Sinestro, who I believe just like 3 pages later, you actually found out was that guy. Yeah.
Yes.
He's the guy that did that.
Yeah. So Sinestro is the one that killed all those lanterns.
Yeah.
Like, they're dead.
So Hal Jordan and Sinestro fight, and in the fight, that chronal disruption opens and throws them into the Planet of the Apes world. And we get our first sort of a homage to the movie. Hal crawls up onto the sand from the water where the Statue of Liberty is, and he's like, damn it. You know, sort of like from the movie, damn it all to hell. For those who remember the first one. Well, then we actually see an ape. I believe that's a Sinestro core.
Yep.
It was sort of hard to tell some of the colors sometimes.
I know. Well, you know what I realized when going through this? They used to draw yellow lanterns like awfully gold looking, and I was like, how do they gotta bring a gold lantern now? Because it really looks like a yellow lantern.
Well, like even the way this guy's talking, no, it's mine. I'm like, does he have the orange ring?
Dude, I
you know what I'm saying?
Same exact thing.
And basically, he runs into this group of people who say they work for God. And the first issue ends. He has a fit of rage like an orange lantern, then almost shoots like red stuff out. I was like so confused and kills one of them. So that's where book 1 ends. And I did read the first 3, but I'm just covering the first 2 because that's all We'll go to book 2. And I believe this is the book where we find out more about that ring.
And there's a action figure variant cover. It looks like one of those old Mego.
Yeah. I have been searching for a set of those. Like, I want to buy all 6 at once. And either they're crazy expensive or you just don't see a full set on eBay.
Yeah.
So basically, this one starts out, Hal's ring isn't working. He gets captured. And it was sort of confusing. You almost see that lantern, who looks really red now. I guess he's a Red Lantern. Has been captured, and he's in a place where there's a bunch of other apes with rings. Like, they just have rings. It was confusing.
Well, he gave them the rings. He created them.
The green one, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about the red one. The guy we saw at the end of that last issue, he's in jail here.
Right.
Yeah. So this guy, yada, yada. The Green Lanterns notice Hal's gone. They go talk to the Guardians and decide to go get Hal. And that's where you get the explanation. They created something called the Universal Ring. Sort of like the first Lantern, a retelling. But this ring is hungry and wants to absorb energy from other rings to replicate itself. And a Guardian has some stuff he could give to them so they could use their rings in this other Earth. You find out that the Guardians sent it to the Planet of the Apes world because it's stuck in like a time loop, basically, because of what happens in the movies. I'm just sort of looking. So at the end of this issue, Hal gets out and he leaves with Cornelius and them. You see Sinestro stab one of the apes, and I think he's in the leader's room, like the mayor's room. And the Green Lanterns are getting ready to leave Oa, and they recruit who else but Grodd. They're going to take Grodd with them because they know what they're going into, that it's a Planet of the Apes.
Sorry, I'm back.
We ready for issue 3?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So first off, one thing I want to call out on these covers is it this one? No, it's this. Actually, it might. Yeah, I think it's both of these. So the first two, we've got Ethan Van Sciver on the cover.
Yes.
And I'm a big fan. I love his work, but I gotta call this out. So what's his name?
It don't look like him at all.
What's that?
I noticed that too, and I'm like, this don't even really look like Van Sciver.
Well, the first two are Van Sciver. The third one is not. It's Dan Mora. Now, I'm not familiar with Dan Mora, but I got to tell you, I love his artwork on these covers, and we'll see. They just keep getting. He's killing it.
Yeah,
I like how Van Sciver was more realistic, and then you get to issue 3, and it looks like this is a, kind of cartoonish. Not that
like an anime or something.
Yeah. But I mean, I think he did a really great job. So, anyway, I wanted to call that out. So. This issue 3 starts out with Sinestro basically interrogating what's his name, Dr. Zaus.
Is that like the
It's the ape with the blonde hair, right?
Yeah.
And like the bowl cut. And then we kind of flashes Hal Jordan is under arrest. The apes are taking him through the city, and that's when he comes across these apes that are more favorable to working with him and understanding. It's the story of Planet of the Apes. I mean, there's the guards that are very mean to him, and then there's these more scientists, or I don't know if they're scientists, but they're more reasonable apes, right? And so they actually end up fighting the guards. They help Cal escape, and then it flashes over to Cornelius again, who has this ring. And it's clear at this point that this ring is letting him change the emotional spectrum that he controls at will. So he starts as a Green Lantern, and basically the City of the Apes, their army, shows up to stop him, and he basically stands up to them and he goes from a Green Lantern into a Yellow Lantern, and I think he's got his devoted followers that are following him. I think is what's happening. I don't think they're constructs. At first I thought they were like Orange Lantern constructs, because he creates this army comes to help him. But I don't think that's what's going on. I think they are like his followers, and he's created rings for each of them. And so then they take on specific emotional colors of the spectrum. And there's a large battle that ensues. At that point, then the Green Lanterns fly in, and we've got Guy Gardner, we got Kilowog, we got what's her name? Is it Arissa? Is that her name?
I think so.
Yeah. And they've also got Gorilla Grodd that they have freed from Bel Rev prison. And because they figured, well, hey, we're going to go to the Planet of the Apes. We better bring an ape with us. So I don't quite understand that logic, but sure, why not? Bring this super powerful, telepathic, super genius ape that always fights you. And yeah, bring him along. And I don't know why he would help you, but sure. So they show up. They see this battle ensuing, and they're all set to get involved. And who shows up but the Red Lanterns and Atrocitus? And they are looking for whoever murdered Bleez. So
that threw me off. Like, how did they get there?
They didn't explain it.
Yeah, they didn't show. Like, weren't they in jail a second ago too?
Yeah, they were in the OA science cells. They even mentioned that, and they're like, "I knew the science cells wouldn't hold them." It's like, wait, what? But yeah, you got to kind of it's an Elseworld story. So
yeah,
they show up. They try to stop what is it, Cornelius? Is that what I said?
Is it Cornelius?
Yeah.
I thought Cornelius was with Hal.
I think it's Cornelius. I think it is.
See,
But he basically
I feel like I got lost on this story somehow.
Yeah, because I think later on, I think they start saying it more. But he basically, as you know, Atrocitus tries to stop him. He blows up in this like burst of light and just blows everyone back. And it's clear that he has quite a bit of power. Very, very reminiscent of the first Lantern, if you're familiar with that storyline. So this book ends with Dr. Zaus and Sinestro going into this cave, and there's a tomb, and basically he shows Sinestro this skeleton in a tomb, and he's wearing a Green Lantern ring, and he's got some kind of weird device that he's holding that almost look like handcuffs. And that's where book 3 ends. Book 4, again, I want to call out that cover art by Dan Mora.
That's a good cover.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go look him up. I gotta see what else he's done, because this definitely, I'm enjoying it. Zaus. Okay, pronounce Zaus. Thank you. All right, so book 4. This book starts out a little different. It's telling us the story of a Green Lantern way, way back in time that was working for the Guardians, and basically was she was entrusted to take this ring that this mad Guardian created that combines all the emotional spectrum into a single ring, the universal ring they call it. They entrust her to take this ring, go through the chronal whatever split or whatnot, and basically go to this alternate reality where there are apes and humans in a constant rebirth cycle, right? So it's the planet of the apes. And she goes there. It's the only place where the ring will be safe, where no one will get to it. But as she learns, it's a one-way trip. Basically, she's not coming back from it. The other thing that we learn is that device that I said kind of looked like handcuffs. It's just 2 pieces that then it goes onto your wrist. And what it does is, because this universal ring, when it's around any other color ring, it will drain it of power. And that's actually how Sinestro and Hal, their ring stopped working when they first came through the rift, and they went back to the regular clothes and fell into the ocean. It was because the universal ring was on that version of Earth, and it automatically drained their rings. So what this device does, it was given to this Lantern by the Guardians. It will protect your ring from being drained by the universal ring. So now Sinestro has this device, and he's got his Yellow Lantern ring, which is drained, but it turns out there's still a full charge on the Green Lantern ring that he found in the tomb. Hopefully that all makes sense. And so once again, Sinestro becomes a Green Lantern, but he's also got this device so that it doesn't drain him. By the way, the Guardians also provided this same device to all of the Green Lanterns that have shown up. We got Kilowog, Orissa, and Guy Gardner. So they all have a similar device, only theirs obviously is newer. All right, so now Sinestro's a Green Lantern. It flashes back to Hal Jordan. He doesn't have his ring. He's got no power, so he's on horseback trying to get away from the city. And as they're trying to get away, the army of the apes is running towards them, but it's clear they are running away from something. They're all bloodied. And so they go to see what happened. And that's where they find Guy Gardner, Kilowog, all knocked out, the scene of the battle. And they're trying to figure out what happened. And that's when Guy Gardner gives him one of these devices and helps Hal repower up his ring. And now Hal is a Green Lantern once again. So we got the team back together. And let's see. And then Cornelius shows back up. He does his thing where he starts switching to the different emotional spectrums. I found it really strange that when he switched to Star Sapphire, it was not pink. It was like purple. Like it looked exactly like the Indigo Tribe in color, but not the logo. So the coloring was kind of off there. But we got to see him switch to a Star Sapphire as well as a Blue Lantern here. Red Lantern, Yellow Lantern, Green Lantern. We get to see the whole switch up. And at this point too, you can see it's starting to affect him. His veins are starting to pop out now, and they're all taking on the different colors of the spectrum. And this is where he gives the rings to his friends now, and he turns them, and they start going a little nuts with it. I'm just kind of jumping ahead. I don't think too much more happens here. And then we see, then there's a bit of a fight, and we're trying to figure out what's going on, like why these apes are attacking them. And that's when we realize that Grodd has actually broken free during the battle, and he has now taken control of the Red Lantern Corps, including Atrocitus. And that's where book 4 ends.
Yeah. Book 5. There's a lot of cool stuff that happens here in 5. And that's a pretty cool cover, too. Who did this one? Mora. Mr. Mora again.
Yep.
Shout out to Boom. What they do is, I don't know if you, on the physical issues, if you look at the barcode, they put the name of the people on the barcode of the cover artist.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. So no more guessing the signatures. You know what I mean? You just boom right there. Maybe that's why it's called Boom. I don't know. Jumping right in here, issue 5. It starts off with our boy Green Lantern Sinestro interrogating. Man, there's been like 50 ways to pronounce this guy's name. The blonde-haired Dr. Ape.
Zaus.
That guy.
Oh, Zaius.
Something like that. That guy.
Zaius. Okay. That guy.
And he actually gives Sinestro the information he needs. Sinestro gets to spare his life, but this is where it gets kind of good. So we have the Red Lanterns, evil. They're not teaming up with Grodd. They're kind of under mind control, and all Grodd's apes. And I'm not good with Planet of the Apes characters. Cornelius is our main good guy, right?
Well,
That's what I thought. I thought him and his wife were with Hal, helping him escape.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know who.
Okay, you might be right.
But I don't know who the guy with the ring is.
Yeah, I don't know either. We'll just say Ape with the Green Lantern. And there's actually a Starfire lantern as well.
There is.
Some Sinestro Corps members. They have this moment where they're talking about, giving power and whatever, but of course the Green Lantern Ape is like, no, we're good, we ain't doing that. One of the best panels in this whole book I saw is right here. Where is it at? Oh, I'm going forward, not backwards. Let me back up here a couple pages.
It's the ape himself. He calls me Furboy.
Yeah.
No, but I can understand that. Why that would be fun. It was right here. It was Guy Gardner holding. I think that's Guy Gardner. Maybe not. I don't know who that is, but it's a Green Lantern holding his ring out, and he's got like a crane construct.
Oh, that's Hal. Is
that Hal? That looks
Hal.
nothing like Hal Jordan.
It was poorly drawn. I did the same thing because Guy Gardner was in the panel previous, but no, Guy's fighting Grodd.
Okay.
Guy has a giant fist that just decks Grodd. It's pretty cool.
I didn't read this far, but I got that impression for the first 3 issues I read. The art was so poor in some places, it was hard to even follow what was happening in the story.
Yeah, and this is one of them because I thought it was Guy Gardner.
I read these 3 issues, and I have no idea really who the ape with the ring is. Like, I have no idea where he came from.
Yeah, maybe it's not important.
Yeah, like it was like he showed up, and like I said, remember, it was like all of a sudden he's in this room with a bunch of apes with rings.
Yep.
But then you're saying he's switching back and forth, and I'm like, if he was, then I really missed something. Like,
you did miss that because when you were saying like, is it a yellow or an orange? It was both. Like when he said it's mine, he was switching to orange.
See that? I just completely didn't catch that on my read through. Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll see.
And I kind of blame that to the art.
It could have been, but there was in one of the books that came, there was another book where panel after panel they showed him switching colors, so you were kind of getting that whole feel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this big, huge battle here, and we actually have a big death. What's that? What is her name? Zara?
Bigger than Nort?
Bigger than Nort.
We've had a lot of deaths so far.
Yeah, but this, I think that's
Ariza?
Cornelius's wife.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Cornelius's wife dies.
Yeah.
Zira.
Trying to
Zira.
find her name. Tira?
Zira.
Zira. Yeah, she dies.
Yep.
But yeah, issue 5 is like a big battle. So that's kind of neat. Moving right along here to issue number 6. If it'll load here for just a second.
Well, so I think it's important to say how she dies, because basically Grodd's got her by the neck and she is turned into an indigo lantern, which are empathetic, right?
Yes.
And so she basically she knows that Grodd is about to turn her against whoever this lantern ape is. And instead of allowing Grodd to do that, she turns her own ring on herself and blasts herself in the face with the indigo light. And that's how, so she kills herself basically. Yeah. And that's when she forces the monkey to go full like Red Lantern mode, and just in his fury just blast both her and Grodd. And the next scene you see like her eyes just smoking.
Yeah, there's actually some big violence in this issue too.
Yeah.
Especially in 6, where they rip Atrocitus right in half.
Wow.
Yeah,
so I guess this is definitely Elseworlds.
This is definitely Elseworlds.
Oh yeah. There's more deaths coming.
I thought that was kind of awesome. You know, this big
good news. I guess Nort's really alive then.
Yeah. So you have like all these lanterns and everything we know about lanterns and stuff like that. What's really funny is like the army of the apes, you know, they're still using like bolt action rifles. And it's like, listen, guys, if it didn't work the first 105 times, what made you think it was going to work this time? But yeah, I'm skipping a couple things here too. And there's one question you have. Maybe you guys can answer this. Why do we have the Sinestro Corps, but Sinestro himself is a Green Lantern? Did that ever get discussed?
Yeah, because Sinestro had the yellow ring, but his ring was drained when he came into the atmosphere because of the universal ring. And then in the tomb, he found a Green Lantern ring and put it on. And that's how he became a Green Lantern again.
So none of his folks in yellow can spare a charge? Okay, whatever. No problem.
I don't think any of them are there.
Yeah, there's a whole panel of yellow lanterns.
Yeah, but those were created by the monkey.
Sure.
I'm the only one that knew what was going on.
Yeah. I feel good because at least I wasn't the only one that got kind of lost.
I got lost right away. It wouldn't be so bad, like like you said. Some of these characters, when they're off in a distance, when some of these characters are off in a distance, like there's no way to tell who they are.
Not unless you're used to telling people in fursuits apart.
Yeah, right. So on page 14, there's a panel of Hal Jordan kind of looking up. I'm guessing that's Hal Jordan. I don't know if Dave has that.
Which one?
It's on page 14. Maybe I can just. I'll turn it on here. 1 second. Let me flip screens here. But you guys got to look how bad this is.
I was about to say the art's going to get a bad score if a huge Hal Jordan fan twice is like, I guess this is Hal Jordan.
There's no way to tell this is Hal Jordan.
Oh, that's where he's looking up. He says, my God, that just might work.
Yeah,
that's Hal.
Yeah, I that's what I mean. Like, I guess it's Hal, but I had to like look at it a lot. Just his face does not look like Hal Jordan. But it looks like completely different versus the Hal Jordan on the next panel.
Yeah, that's true. So let me ask you something though, guys. Maybe you weren't aware of this. So when you read a comic book, did you know that you can actually read the words too, not just look at the
words? This is about art, not words.
Nowadays, if you buy a new DC Comics, it's dangerous to read the words. Yeah. Flip through and look at the pretty pictures.
But basically, what's happening there though is all of the ape army that he gave rings. They're all going mad with power. Like they're not meant to be able to have that much, and they're basically all turning into like the first lantern. Like they're harnessing all the power at once. They've become like white lanterns almost.
Yeah, sure. But they call it something else. It's like the universal ring or whatever.
It's the universal ring, right? And so basically, when that panel where Hal's looking up, what the plan basically is that they're gonna take that that suppressor thing that they're wearing, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, if we can put that on the ape, then it should suppress his own ring.
And that makes sense because at the bottom here they have, they're putting it on here. The last 3 panels Hal Jordan has been in, he's looked completely different. It's bothering me. Like
no,
it's not consistent.
No, see, this goes to show you the first lantern, these apes. It takes a true man, a true hero to be able to handle that kind of power, having the whole spectrum.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Couldn't be bothered.
He's in the same place Wally and Nightwing and every other character I love is DC Hell.
Where's Kyle Rayner in here? Huh?
Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, he's hitting on robots.
So Tim wouldn't have known this, but did you see Sinestro got a good elbow in on Dr. Zaius right in the nose?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, you got a real good one in there.
Resorting to basketball tactics.
Yeah. He's just like, enough.
Sinestro is really good at playing street hoops.
Yeah.
But he gets it back because he puts him. Yeah, there's the elbow right there. We're all talking about.
Yeah.
But before that, he puts him in a dog collar.
Well, because he's a human, or he's not quite a human, right? Like, but that's the thing with the apes, and I think they even said Sinestro's like lower than a human, right?
You're right. Yeah, this is just a real wacky issue. I'm gonna skip here to the end where Cornelius sacrifices himself. I use that word lightly because, as it turns out, that he didn't. He just kind of like merged universes.
Yeah,
so to speak. At the end, where is it? See if I can find that panel.
What?
Yeah.
So are they on Earth now?
Kind of.
He's
wearing a Green Lantern outfit because he sacrificed himself.
Yeah. So it's the cycle, right? Where the apes rise, then the humans rise, and so on and so on. So now he's waking up in the human reality.
And if you look in the distance, like he's on the ground looking straight up, and you see the Daily Planet.
I didn't catch that. You're right. Yeah,
it says Daily. So, it's faint, but it's there.
And that's Grodd. That's
Oh yeah, they've captured Grodd. Like Grodd's in big trouble, but like it's Cornelius wearing a Green Lantern ring in Metropolis.
Yep. So that's how it ends. Maybe we'll get a second one. We'll get Planet.
So what happened to the Universal ring?
It stayed on
his finger. It's on his finger. Right?
So he has a Green Lantern ring
and he just had a Green Lantern ring on. That was it.
Oh.
That was it. He didn't have nothing else. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, who knows? Yeah, let's go ahead and
6. We forgot to show that. And you see, it even looks like the first Lantern. Like, in fact, actually, the first Lantern cover, doesn't it look just like that? I think it does. I think there's a cover with the first Lantern that looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, curious to what you guys think. Let's go. Let's start with Mr. Tim.
Well, with what I read and what I heard you guys describe, I'd give story a 2 and art probably like a 1.5. The art was real hard to follow, and the story it's not terrible. I just put it right below average. 3 being down the middle, or 2.5, I guess, down the middle of our 1 to 5 grade. It's all right. I'm not going to bash it because it's non-continuity. It's just a crossover. This is all about just seeing Green Lanterns and Planets of the Apes together, and it does that.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
Dave?
Covers, I give a 5. I really enjoyed the cover art.
yeah,
Interior
I forgot
cover, yeah, I agree. It's probably around a 2. Story, I'd give about a 3. Continuity is a 5 all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So continuity and nostalgia, that I've got nothing there. So, but yeah, no,
I'd
all
give
in
the
all, I
covers
thought
a 4.
I guess I'm going to give it a 2.5 points for nostalgia because reading just the chat, how many people said that they really love Planet of the Apes and they watch it growing up. So, I mean,
yeah.
Planet of the Apes, even especially Dan, I know Dan's a big Planet of the Apes guy. Planet of the Apes itself, people are very nostalgic for it, but not necessarily this crossover. So that's why I'm going to give it half a point for nostalgia.
It was neat though. If you're familiar with Planet of the Apes, you're a fan. You'll see that they were doing a lot of tipping their hat to it. I mean, it paralleled the story quite a bit, but then just tweaked in a way. So it was cool.
Yeah, they basically reworked the first Lantern story for this, and kind of, this type of story. It's like that Aliens one we did. It's not supposed to be too serious. It's just supposed to be fun, and
Right.
It's just like just a kind of like what you said, Elseworlds or What If.
Yeah, I just think why I would knock it down. It just seemed a little bit too hard to follow. Did
it feel rushed to you guys? It felt very rushed to me.
Yeah, they probably could have done 12 issues, right? I mean, they had enough material for it. So in that way, yeah.
Okay. Well, think about it. If you're a Planet of the Apes fan, but you don't know Green Lantern, you're going to come into the story and just be lost. Like, I'm a huge Green Lantern fan, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Like I was thrown off, it's sort of weird, unnecessarily complicated.
That's why I said this was the crossover of our generation.
Yeah.
This is the one we've been, banging the drum for.
Yeah.
This particular one.
And Dave pointed these covers out, plus those action figure ones I think are really awesome. How'd they get such great cover art, but terrible interiors?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's so weird.
As talented as Ethan Van Sciver doing a cover, and of course you're going to be like, oh, Ethan Van Sciver's doing the cover art. Maybe he's doing the internal art. Like, it'd be awesome.
Boom spent their budget on the 2 Van Sciver covers at the beginning of the series.
Yeah, they spent it all. That's funny. Okay, you guys got a book show?
I do. Can I go first?
Go first. Yes, sir.
It relates to what we're talking about. We're talking about these action figure covers. To me, these kind of reminded me a lot of like the old Mego, right? Like, so I figured I would. I'm going to disappoint everyone. It's not furry, but I picked up my Green Lantern. These are from Figures Toy Company. They're kind of unique. This is from the Superpowers collection.
Is that a zip tie at the top, or just like
it is? Yeah, it's got the little logo.
Oh, so that's like to guarantee it's not been. Okay, I got you.
Right. So I just thought it was kind of cool. I mean, obviously, but they've got all kinds of different ones. If you're whatever character you like, if you're looking for kind of a different, interesting toy, kind of a retro feel to it, they come in the clamshell. Like that's what this is to show. So pretty cool. This is the Superpowers one, and then this is the Super Friends.
Very cool.
So Superpowers being the old action figure line, Super Friends being the old animated television show line. I don't know why he's that dark of green. I don't remember that, but look, could they have picked a dopier like picture of Hal?
Oh God,
he's almost like hunched a little bit. Like
it's funny.
So there you go. There's my my book show. Sorry for everyone that thought I'd bring something furry, but
very cool. Very cool.
And actually, I do want to. I was hoping somebody was going to join us in the chat here tonight because there is a big announcement to make. I don't see him here, but hopefully he'll see this on the replay. Super Russ. I wanted. Did you guys see the big announcement today?
I did not.
I haven't been on YouTube in a couple days at all.
Oh, this is on Instagram actually. So,
Oh.
Super Russ apparently is changing his name. He's
Oh,
now
really?
Ross McFetus. Ross McFetus.
Ross McFetus.
Really?
You gotta go check it out on Instagram. Tim's like, really?
I got to check it out now.
Yeah, I feel as lost as I did reading this book.
Go look up his Instagram. You'll see
It's
what
like-
I mean.
It's like Ross McFetus. Wait a minute, I thought he was a Yellow Lantern.
Ross McFetus.
It would have been so much better had Ross, Ross, had Ross.
Oh, did I say Ross?
Yeah, I feel like I don't even know Ross anymore.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. Dave, Tim, what do you got for us? Book show. Sorry.
I haven't bought anything new other than new books, but I did get a A-OK this week from our buddy here, Dave. I had never seen this. I even saw you post pictures about it and didn't realize it was small. But Meterock commented on my picture of this on Instagram. He said this was, I believe, given away in bubblegum.
Leaf candy.
Yeah,
Leaf candy.
that's really cool.
Well, see, Tim, you kept giving me grief over the fact that I wasn't collecting all the Green Lantern minis, so I figured I'd send you a Green Lantern mini.
Yeah, like my wife, when I showed it to her, she's like, "Oh, it even has its own little bag and board."
Yeah, I had to custom make that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's super cool. I like that.
It's good.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, I got mine too, but I'm gonna wait for my end of the month haul video because it's cool. And I didn't want to. I had a feeling you were to show that, so I didn't want to. Like, hey, we both show the same thing. Look how cool we are.
Yeah, I thought about getting the DVDs out, but anyone could buy DVDs at Walmart.
Yeah.
You know.
My book show. I'm just gonna show all the issues that I have autographed. I have all 6 issues autographed, of course.
Of course he does.
Of course I do. So I've got one.
I see a brown lantern.
Yeah, right. I believe that's Justin Jordan. Because I brought all these to Comic-Con because Ethan Van Sciver was supposed to be there. So I was like, boom, I'm gonna get Justin Jordan and Van Sciver to sign these. How cool would that be?
That'd be so awesome.
But no. Yeah, these are some cool covers though.
They really are.
This one's probably one of my favorite ones. Just because he's crazy. Yeah, and I've got this one's got all the lanterns on here. So that's kind of awesome. So
Did you guys collect the Star Trek crossovers?
no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Seriously?
I've never
There's
seen
the Spectrum War, and I can't remember the other one.
Well, out of all the crossovers, because like I said, I'm not into them. The 2 I've been most interested in is Planet of the Apes because I love the movies, and the Star Trek one. But I don't have any of the Star Trek ones. Is it good?
I haven't read it, and to be honest, I don't think I have them all. I think I actually do need an issue or 2, but
I've never even come across the Star Trek ones in the wild.
Oh, really?
And like I said, I was given the first issue, and these are the only 2 issues I've ever seen of these out in the wild.
Really?
Now, I mean, when they came out new, I remember seeing them, but like I said, I don't, go out of my way to buy them. Like back issue been in the wild.
Yeah.
I just don't see those crossovers.
When I go into my LCS, usually they'll have like some recommendations for me. They'll flip pages in the previews and ask if I want to put in my box. Like, what about this Green Lantern Planet of the Apes? And I was like, yes, that sounds really dumb. Throw it in my box.
It sounds really dumb.
Well, just like the Looney Tunes ones, I have a few of them, never read them, probably never will. And I just picked them up when I saw them in dollar bins or 50 cents. Like, I ain't going to pay $4 or $5 for Bugs Bunny and Batman. Like,
that Tom King,
silly to me.
Elmer Fudd Batman, or who was it? Elmer Fudd, whoever Elmer Fudd crossed over with, is going for big bucks. Like 20, 30 bucks. Yeah.
Does he like off himself because he can never catch the rabbit? Like Tom King wrote it?
I don't know, but it's different from what I've never wrote it. Never.
What I would assume.
Bugs Bunny just depressed.
Yeah. Exactly. He just offed himself one day. That's what Tom King would write.
Boom. First page. It's a backstory from there. It's page 1. He's dead.
Oh no, the Star Trek crossover was from the JJ verse.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because
Was
it has
it?
Chris Pine in it. It has Chris Pine.
Well,
Oh,
there's two different ones, right? There's like an old one with the Borg, I think.
Yeah, there's one I think they did in the
Yeah.
90s, and the current one they did was the JJ verse one.
They
Because
did it in the 90s. Well, no, there's 2 current ones, right?
Is
Or
there? So
2
there's 3?
I
I
thought
didn't
they did one in the 90s and one current one. I very well could be wrong. I have no idea.
Wow.
Yeah, there's been 2 that's come out in the last 10 years, I think.
The JJ verse one is
Wow.
Am I wrong?
bad. The covers are terrible. And it's definitely
Huh.
Chris Pine. You can tell. But it, it's whatever. I
Talk
like
about-
crossovers.
Talk about someone who never has to work again. He could just live. Well, I mean, assuming Corona ever ends, he could just go to cons for his Star Trek and his Wonder Woman roles and just make bank.
That's true. You're
Yeah,
right.
so there was one in 2015 and another one that ran from 2016 to 2017. Yeah, they came right after each other.
So is there an older one though? Didn't you say a 90s one? I thought that was the one with like the Borg and the Manhunters or something.
Borg and the Manhunters. I don't know.
Huh. All right.
I'm looking it up now. See what they're called.
Because one
got-
time I almost bought a trade off my comic shop, and I'm pretty
You've got
sure it was like the Borg and
War.
Manhunters on it.
So the first one's Spectrum War, the second one is Stranger Worlds with the Manhunters.
With the
Maybe I'm
Manhunters?
thinking of something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I am. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I'm missing. It looks like I got 3, 5, and 6. So yeah, I'm missing a few.
Yeah, that's Planet of the Apes and Green Lantern, everybody. Wasn't that just the story of our time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't terrible. It's,
Crossovers like that. I love dumb crossovers like that. The dumber, the better.
yeah. Like I say, simplify the story a little bit more and give it a tad better art, and it'd be a great story because it's just about seeing the two worlds collide.
I'm also not a big Justin Jordan fan. I have some of his other autographs and some of his other books, but I don't know. I just doesn't stick.
I don't even know who he is. So.
Nice guy. Met him plenty
Yeah.
of times. Super nice guy. Big beard, big hair. Cool bro, but not feeling some of his stuff. But that's okay. He wouldn't be employed if he wasn't good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we could criticize art, but he could write or draw way better than me.
What can you do? What can
Yeah.
you do? That's our
all we got.
Apes. Yeah. Anybody got anything cool coming out on their channel? We'll start with Dave this time.
Cool. Yeah, actually, I just got in the last book that I was waiting for my next unboxing comic book spec video. It's a title I haven't heard many people talk about, but I think once I do, you'll see why I wanted to pick it up. So I just need to unbox those, and then I'll be putting that video out early this week, I would imagine.
Very cool. Very
And we've
cool.
got another Mystery Man on Tuesday night.
Tuesday night, this coming Tuesday.
This coming Tuesday, and we actually will have another Mystery Man the following Tuesday, too. So we're not going to take a break in between.
Did Comic Vantage start a new season?
No, but I still have some. I bought a lot last season.
Oh, okay. I've just been so out of the loop this last week. Like, I don't know what's been going on with anybody.
I forget the gentleman's name on Instagram. He's just a random follower that I have, but he's showing pictures of his laptop because it has like stickers on it. He has one of those like the fancy Comic Vantage stickers.
The silver one?
Silver one. Yeah, he's got one.
Oh, we've been trying to
Oh.
figure out who got the silver.
But he's just a Joe. He's just a Joe. He has like
You got to track that guy down and tag us
yeah,
so we can
yeah.
know who the mystery.
We gotta find out who it is.
but I
Yeah.
recognized it because
Or he
got one here.
followed Squatchy's advice and used the silver Sharpie. That's how Squatchy got hits.
Let's do an interview show and we'll find out the truth.
Yeah.
How did you get this sticker?
right?
We'll get our spotlights out. Like
Exactly. Squatchy will be bad cop and just,
Yeah.
you know. I didn't see you in the VIP room.
Come in like Sinestro with the big knife like he did in this book.
Yeah.
Maybe he sharpied it. I have no idea. I just
Squat-
looked at it like, cool. Common Vantage. Very cool.
Awesome.
Tim, what do you got?
Well, like I mentioned last episode, I was planning to do some collection videos. That is what I'm still planning. I just had a little bit of a hectic week, and I've just sort of been in the mode a little bit, taking a little time off from YouTube. If anyone is wondering, I'm not going nowhere, not going to ever shut the channel down. I'm just taking a bit of a break. So maybe this week I should have a collection video out, sort of like my JSA one. I'll point out any of the keys, show you some full runs. And either this week or next week, I should have a haul video because I need to go out and get dollar books for dollar bin trolls. I know it's been 2 or 3 weeks, so that's coming up. So I'll, of course, show you all the books that I'm not using for dollar bin trolls in a haul video. Either be this Wednesday or next Wednesday, I imagine. I'll have to go get that haul. So.
Very cool. Very cool. Sounds like we're all busy. What am I doing? I feel like I was doing something.
Working on that.
The only thing I have coming up is not really on my channel. It's going to be on Dave's channel for the next retro review. It is hilarious.
That's next week. Doing that?
That's next week. Yeah, that's this coming Saturday. Obviously not today, but next week.
Just to explain it again, it would normally be on my channel in the rotation, but to use Tony's video, I can't do that. So we're going to be on Dave's next week.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if we're taking a break that next week, but the next show will then be on my channel.
Yeah,
we'll just switch the rotation up from Dave, me, Tony. So.
I've got my wedding anniversary this coming Saturday, so I'm pretty obligated to not do a show.
So why aren't you coming on the show?
Yeah, exactly. You bring your wife on the show.
Yeah. It was our anniversary. You said it was my anniversary. And then after that, I will be in Erie. So, I mean, maybe I could make Erie happen, but I don't know what the coverage is up there, and it's just not worth. Because if it doesn't work out, then it's just not worth it, in my opinion. Just try it.
Yeah.
But Erie, Pennsylvania, and next week, Old Lady Heart. I'm excited. I'm not even doing the review, and I'm excited. And we can confirm the existence of a teaser trailer.
Yep. The Tony cut.
Yep, the Tony cut.
The multi-million-dollar CGI job.
Okay. And don't forget also Dan Piercy will be on, so it'll be me, Dave, and Dan Piercy next week.
Yeah.
So.
I've just started to read Old Lady Harley. I could really care less, but
you just got to go into it laughing. It's not meant to be serious. It's not real continuity or nothing. It's taking jabs at Old Man Logan. And did you see Red Tool? They have a Deadpool character they make fun of through the whole book called Red Tool. It's one of the main cast of Harley. I love that guy.
Yeah, there's a good cover of that too, with him on it, right?
Yeah. Next week, I'm going to have such a good book show. Such a good book show. Oh, man.
So for anyone that watches this show regularly, you know that Tony has been resisting the Old Lady Harley review. Anything Harley Quinn related, he's been resisting it. So what does he do? He says, all right, I got it, my wedding anniversary. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you guys go do Harley? And I'm sitting there like, Tony, really?
It's
stuff doing the Harley review as Tony's off on his honeymoon or whatever he's doing.
Yeah. Tony's like, Dan likes it. Dan will come on. I'm like, all right. And Dave's like, wait a minute.
It's what you guys want. It's what the fans want. We're bringing in a guest who absolutely loves it. I get to, put in a few words and then run away. But
so appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like my own little form of terrorism.
Yeah, I'm only down with it because at least I get to see a Tony reaction after he's read it, and that's what I've been wanting to see. I think it'll be a fun episode because it's stupid. It's
stupid and it's different. It's something. It's a completely new format that we're doing. But filming this, watching my wife watch me, and the way she's reacting, like. You can tell she's just got her hand on her head, be like, please don't let the neighbors see what's going on.
She's never going to respect you the same way again.
Exactly.
There's a scene where I had to film it outside next to my vehicle, and she's just like, Please don't let the mailman just drive by. Don't let somebody just be walking their dog or their baby because they're calling the cops.
Oh boy.
See, read a little bit more Harley, and you won't care what people think. I'm just playing.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm excited for it. Yeah, I'm excited to watch you guys and the chat react to this real brief, maybe 5-minute video. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But we'll drop the trailer sometime this week, probably Wednesday.
So be sure, same time, Comic Fu 2814 next week.
Yes.
So
with Dan Piercy. Definitely check him out if you're not subscribed to him already. Cool bro. He does a lot of comics and beer stuff, so that's kind of cool. It does a cool comic and beer show where he shows like a different beer in a different glass every episode. It's kind of awesome.
Cool.
But that's it. That's all I got on this show here for Green Lanterns and Planet of the Apes. Anybody else got anything constructive?
No.
Nope, I'm good.
We're not doing a mystery box on my channel, Tim.
No. You start going backwards in time and start seeing like the pee bag, the 2 mystery boxes and some stuff happen. You're like, I see why Tim's burnt out.
Yeah.
There's like death metal happened. Tim just hit a brick wall. Like, I'll put out a video like once every 2 weeks for a while and do this show. I'm good.
I need to put together a community mystery box specially curated just for Tim.
to give Dave some views here. I forget what episode it was, but there's an episode where we talk about. Hold on, my headset's dying. I gotta plug it in. There's an episode where we talk about doing a Harley Quinn video, and I said, hey, if we ever did a Harley Quinn video, I would do this instead. And
I remember, I sort of remember what you're saying, but I don't remember what was said now.
I don't remember.
So everybody go back and look. Because
it's probably been this might have happened before Corona even hit, when I first was bringing up Harley Quinn. Yeah, so it's a while back.
Because we were joking about it, and I said, if we ever do a Harley Quinn video, I'm going to do this, and that's exactly what I'm doing or attempting to do.
You're burning your collection?
Torching the whole thing.
I just think it's one of those stories that's perfect for a show like this because there's just so much material to riff on and joke with each other. Like, I think it'll be a fun story.
I do like the Aquaman, the old man Aquaman.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in it. It's not meant to be serious. It's just funny.
I thought a cool book they should do on a more serious note would be Old Man Shazam. Well, Billy Batson, he's like, he's the only one left. Everyone else has died. He's like, do I want to like die a person, or do I want to be the next Black Adam, and just be, Shazam for the rest of existence?
Just be the wizard.
Yeah. And he's like, you can make it even a Black Label thing. And that's like something he's got to struggle with. Do I want to die, or do I want to like live forever, and be miserable?
So how many issues is this old lady Harley?
I have no idea.
6.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just 6 issues. I have the trade of it, so it's
okay.
I'll talk more on why I wound up with the trade instead of single issues next week, because the part of my book show will be part of that. I ended up getting the one up on the Spectres. Patience, kids. Patience. You get anything you want.
Yeah, I was just thinking about. I won't spoil it. Not live anyway, but it's funny. But that's it. We're gonna wrap it up here. We're about an hour and a half mark. Next week we are on Dave's channel. Definitely tune in. Same time. Special guest Dan Piercy. Definitely follow these two fine gentlemen if you haven't already. Comic Fu 2014 and the Comic Collector on YouTube. I think Tim's different on Instagram. He is Tim the Comic Collector.
The Tim _ the Comic Collector. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can never remember. I think I'm on Instagram every once in a while. Talks, but until next time, chat. Thanks for everyone for hanging out. I'll shout out them real quick. Squatchy, Shirley Tim, Magic Lasso, Rude Planet, Mark, Nap, I Collect a Lot, Already said him. Illogical Methods. Stevie B. Mark Knapp.
Illogical methods.
What I say?
You said illogical methods.
Oh, sorry. Illogical Models. I'm blowing through these. I'm sorry. Stevie B. Newbie Comics. Newbie Comics came in. I remember seeing that. Dan B. Yeah. Yeah. That's
A lot of people stayed the whole show.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, on my channel. That's weird.
And don't forget to check out Ross McFetus.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll have to go look that up. I've pretty much just been responding to Instagram the last couple weeks too. Like if you tag me, I'll come and look. But I just haven't been on Instagram.
Yes.
I've been disconnected from the web.
Go check out Mr. McFetus's
Mr. McFetus.
Mr. McFetus. That's what I'm gonna call him now, Mr. McFetus.
There's going to be just a flood of activity on Russ's Instagram.
He's gonna end up changing the name again.
Yeah.
Ross McFetus.
Yeah, but I'm polite, so it's Mr. McFetus.
Yeah, Mr. McFetus.
Very proper.
Wasn't there a time traveler, Marty McFetus?
Marty McFetus. That's a whole nother can of worms I don't want to open up. But yeah, I gotta peace out here. But appreciate you guys hanging out. Until next time.
I just put the link in the chat for Super.
Okay,
Wrestling.
yeah, definitely. Let's put the link in the chat. Go for it.
So.
Awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
Yep.